Alright, we got it, the new WiiM Pro. I received this unit prior to the official launch, and I have been really excited to put it to the test and see if some of the new features are worth the upgrade. Where's this one going to land? A node killer, an oversized mini, or possibly the best affordable streamer you can buy today? Let's start off with the price. No, it's not sub $100 like the Mini, nor is it 500 plus like the Node. This one is right around 150. I'm estimating a bit as the Amazon sales page isn't live yet. The price is still very competitive for the new Pro model. When you compare this to the likes of many other streamers available, it's still definitely falling within the budget category. Let's take a quick look what comes up for prices on Amazon if I put in audio streamer. Well, the Mini is number one, coming in at $89 currently. But after that, we have a Cambridge unit around $1,100, Echo Link 200, Bluesound Node around $500, a cheaper budget unit at $40, the M5. I don't know anything about that one, only 3.5 stars though. Cocktail Audio N25, $13.95. Bowers & Wilkins at around $7.90. We have an Arylic S10, which I think is a decent streamer at $90, and the iFi Neo Stream at just under $1,300. My point is, the streamer market is heavily saturated with expensive units, and this isn't knocking them at all. Many of these have offerings that are unavailable for the Pro, HDMI and a sub-out for example, and are actually great streamers too. They just also happen to be expensive. What do we get with the Pro? High-res audio supporting up to 192.24, supports most of the top streaming services, and continues to add more through updates. Voice control, if you're into that kind of thing, multi-room audio, group it with other devices, and enjoy a synchronized audio experience. Even automation, sleep timer or wake alarm, add it to your Alexa wake-up routine. These features are all available on the Mini as well. So new additional features for the Pro are Chromecast support with bit-perfect output, Ethernet, which was actually one of my few cons on the Mini. A wired connection can really come in handy streaming high-res audio. I have a mesh network set up at my home and really have no problems with wireless at all, except where I have my audio rack. There is a brick wall in between my Eero and the audio equipment on the other side. I run into issues with the Node and the 6000N in this location with dropouts over wireless, so I'm glad the Pro joined the party with the wired port. We also get a coax output. Many prefer this digital output, and I for one went straight to this when I plugged it in. They changed to Bluetooth 5.1 over 5.0 on the Mini. Not a lot to say here. I won't listen to Bluetooth very often, but I did connect to it and had no issues. The Pro also has a quad-core CPU instead of the dual-core, and 512 megabytes of DRAM instead of 128 on the Mini. Split of in on the Pro versus only an output on the Mini. Some might use this to bring their TV into the unit and pass it down the chain, for example. Both units have auxiliary in and out, but on the Pro we thankfully have room for full-size RCA connections for both. I get why the Mini had its connections, it's well, Mini, but the Pro offers a lot more freedom for connections, such as a 12-volt trigger. Generally people use this to power on their amps. Now onto the software. Just like the first review on the Mini, I want to point out how important software is on a streamer. If your software isn't reliable and simple to use, you likely won't use it nearly as often. The Play-Fi software on my 6000N, for example, really started to wear on me with its instability. It's since been improved to a point and appears to be a work in progress, but in comparison to the WiiM, it just doesn't really compare at this point. I would put the Pro and the Mini software on the same tier as the Bluesound, and that's in a streamer costing much more. The reason they can accomplish this is they really appear to care about this product. The updates are very frequent, and they are well known for working with the audio community on the forums and keeping them up to date, as well as answering inquiries and requests for the product. BlueOS is a bit more polished looking cosmetically, but I think I would actually prefer to use the WiiM. It does everything I want it to and has been really stable for me. If we were to take a look at some of the updates from the past couple months, as you can see, the updates are frequent and plentiful. They just seem to keep coming too. Checking out the exterior, it's a different plastic than the Mini. Less sheen, not high gloss at all. This is more of a matte look. No buttons on the top, they have all been moved to the front. We have volume, play and pause, and a quick connect to your playlists. Turning the unit around, we can see the full-size RCA line in and out that are new on the Pro. Far right is the trigger out for your amps. Bottom row, we have the power input, the calibration mic, and then the spit of input and output, coax, and finally the Ethernet. The Pro has so much more space for inputs and outputs, it just wouldn't have been feasible to include all of these on the Mini. There were a few comments on the forums about concerns about the recessed connections on the back of the Pro, if some cables would fit. I can say with my cables, I had no issues at all with fitment. I tested with a set of Blue Jeans cables as well as World's Best. As for limitations, previously on my Mini review, I discussed some of the limitations, and my main focus was around the internal DAC. It's actually the same DAC as the Mini, a Texas Instruments PCM 5121 DAC. It is completely usable, but a bit lackluster for some systems. Many of us will introduce an external DAC through the digital connection options. I don't mind this. A lot of us have DAC preferences and would have used a different external regardless of the included options. The key to this is they offer multiple digital options to output to the hardware of your choosing. My other main limitation was the lack of an Ethernet port on the Mini. Wi-Fi flexibility is great, but a hardline will almost always perform better and more reliably. The Wi-Fi on my WiiM products actually outperformed the Wi-Fi on my Bluesound and Audiolab streamers. They struggle a bit with reliability over Wi-Fi, but the WiiM has been mostly without interruption. As for the setup, I went over the setup during my last Mini review, so I won't demonstrate it again here. It's about as simple and quick as it gets. The Pro setup is nearly the exact same, but now a couple more Chromecast screens that you can quickly click through. Whole home audio. Now that I have two of these, I figured I should test out the whole home audio capabilities. It was as simple as I hoped. Just go to the device screen on the WiiM software and click the chain of the device you want to replicate. Then select the second device and you're done. That's really all it takes. And then you can individually control the volumes on each source as well. There is a remote control coming. It sounds like it may appear as an offering late December. From what I gather, there will be two different SKUs offered for the Pro, one with the remote and one without. The remote will allow you to select between 4 presets. It appears to have a mic for voice control, as well as playback controls, your inputs, and mute. In conclusion, we have a bit-perfect streamer, frequent updates, loads of music services offered, great software, gapless playback, Amazon HD support, Chromecast, still a budget price for what it offers. In reality, I could keep going here. I think WiiM took the next step with this product. I will still tell people to buy the Mini if they just need a budget streamer, but the Pro is definitely my favorite out of the two offerings, and I feel worth the price difference. I look forward to the evolution of this product line. I hope they keep their budget roots and always offer hardware for this purpose, but I would love to see what they could do with a premium product as well. Maybe something with a screen, a great DAC, HDMI. We can always wish, right? Well, thanks for watching today, and I'll see you later. Bye.